just hit them in spots.
You'll hit them in spots. Now you've been fishing for spoon plugging about
4 years now.
4 years now. Okay, and you've just been trolling.
Yeah, the guy that taught me this, he didn't teach me how to do, I don't think he knew how to do this, casting into the holes and whatnot.
Oh, I see, okay.
So this is what I'm basically wanting to
So you want to know about casting, and then, well, we'll see what you do, and kind of go from there.
It's mostly a resort area.
Yeah.
You have people from Chicago.
So now the lake is Paw Paw Lake? Big Paw Paw Lake.
Big Paw Paw, right.
Okay.
Little Paw Paw Lake, I don't think is, like he said, is even 100 acres.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a little bit
It's a
north
mud puddle compared to this. So.
Okay. It looks like it has good watercolor.
Yeah, it does have, it has great watercolor.
But you say you've caught a lot of bass out of here.
Oh yeah, I've caught, except last year and this year, I used to come out here and bass was basically what I caught.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally northern. But last year and this year, I'm just running mostly northern.
You've caught a bass, have you?
I haven't caught a bass yet this year. No, I caught very few last year.
Are there northern and musky in here too?
There's no muskie.
There's no muskie.
There's northern in here.
Okay.
But now last week I caught a northern that was, I'd say, well, it was over 30 inches. And on its side it had bite marks. I don't know what.
Oh, that's
so it had to
scary.
be a much bigger fish.
Yeah.
They say there's sturgeon in here,
Ah,
but I've never seen them.
yeah. Okay. Can you show me where you've gotten some fish on?
Right
Paw
in
Paw?
here, Irv last year caught bass in here in this area. How big was that one bass, Irv?
I've had 5 and 6 puggers.
Right around this point
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Last weekend they were catching northerns in this area over here, Chase.
Okay, yeah.
And we've caught a few fish around at this point over here.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you pretty much fish around the bigger section of the lake?
Right,
You go up
right.
in the north
Yeah,
section at all?
yeah.
Or?
We go up in this, up in here. Over in here, we've never done any good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's a good start. That's a pretty good sized lake, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Weed line is such that you aren't going to get in anything any shallower.
So you stay with the 200s to start out with.
To start off with.
What depth is the weed line in this lake?
That's running, I usually run my 200s about 12 feet, 12 to 15 feet is where I get the best results.
But 200s
200s.
go 9 to 12, so you must have used a lot of line?
Yeah, I'm using 90 feet of line out back. I don't go any further back.
Okay.
And that's where I get my best results on this lake. Now, sometimes I'll run, basically I run silver, but I've found the last few times I've been out that the green and black fluorescent have been really agitating the northerns to bite a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So, colors are a necessity, but they are predominant on this lake.
Okay. So you use a meter, a depth meter that's digital?
Well, we should have ideal temperatures.
You say it's 80.
Fishing.
How
78 degrees
it's 78 to 82 is the best temperature
Yeah.
that you found
is the best temperature for this lake.
for this
water
lake.
temperature.
And what is it today?
81.5.
81.5.
So we should have everything favorable.
Well,
Go ahead, Ron.
okay.
Yeah.
So you watch your digital to see for your depth that you're trying to keep?
Yeah. And see, like right now, this shallows down so quick and then gets deep so quick. You got a pocket right here. But if I hit this just right, I've caught a lot of fish right off this point because of this deep hole right here.
I mean, you'll actually, the weeds will go down to 15 feet?
I believe it. I can't see how they can come out.
Grab your lure, huh?
In points, the weeds will come out 300-400 feet from shoreline.
Uh-huh.
And it's you better pay attention here.
So, I'm sorry, you're fishing a depth, though, basically, then?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
basically what I do is fish at depth on this lake.
Okay.
But it's always right at the end of a structure, right on structure.
On structure. Speeds that you run, generally?
I usually try starting out about 3.5 to 4 mile an hour by my digital, but my digital doesn't read the same as my speedometer on top end, so I think I'm running better than 3.5.
Okay.
I'm figuring at 3.5 I'm running about 4 to 4.5. Boy, I gotta see some weeds there, but.
Start in, right out from the dock and then just kind of work out your structures from there?
Yeah.
Locate them?
I got one on right
Got
now.
one on, all right.
She feels like a decent one.
Yeah, it's jumping. Might be probably a bass.
Yeah, that'll be my first bass this year if it's a bass. Feels good. Now, when this lake is ready, this is one of the best lakes I've ever fished.
Well, that was pretty quick, within 15 minutes.
Oh, I've had them quicker than that. Well, if that's a bass and she's staying down like that,
It's good.
It's northern.
It's a northern, but nice fish.
Now this is about average
Okay.
on the northern.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boy, that northern really jumped.
That's all right. Let me back this puppy up. Get it
Okay.
off the dot. Now this is what we look for, right?
Looks like about 27, 26,
24,
About 24 3/4.
20, about 25.
back
Yeah.
there. Back? Yeah, back in the lake. He's a little bit small. I like him 30. We'll catch him next year.
Okay, nice job. Now, do you go back and work that area a little bit?
Well, I could, but my best runs, if I stay with my basic run, a round will take me about 40-45 minutes. I come back through, and that way I don't spook them and get them scattered.
Okay. So you use a little board.
I'm controlling right now. Huh?
You use a little board to prop your foot up so it's more comfortable?
Yeah, up against my tackle box here,
Oh yeah.
if you notice.
Yeah, that's fine. I can see that.
And I just kind of keeps you from sitting in one place and so you can move around.
Not too much strain on your leg, and then you can use it to brace your rod better.
Yeah, you're still trying to get in, huh? I'm all right. And I found the wire hasn't helped me on this lake at all.
Huh.
I've tried going deeper with wire, and on other lakes, I've got to try other lakes with it. We tried it down in Alabama when we were down in Alabama last year. Last year was bad down in Alabama. Yeah, they get decent sized northern out of here.
So you're keeping a depth level and trying to keep your lure just away from the weeds.
Just away from the weeds.
And you know the structure quite well on this lake, I understand.
Oh, yeah. Like right now, if I don't get up all the way from the bank, you see, I don't know if you can see that digital readout or not, but it'll go from 17, 18 feet right down to 2 feet.
Oh,
Real quick.
yeah.
So this way, the way my line is, it's coming around that weed line a little bit.
So you watch where your lure is, not where your boat is.
Well, if I know where my boat is, my lure will follow in the same way.
Okay.
It's basically on the same principle as pulling a trailer. No, the trailer don't follow behind you exactly.
Uh-huh. That lure disappears in about a foot or two under the water, so that watercolor is great.
It drops quick. And I've had well, I'll show you where northern had hit me just last week. I've had northern, they had to have been following that lure for a long ways. I'd be out in water that's 30, 35 feet deep. And I'll show you where it's at. And I'll be out there and I'm just cruising to my next hole with my lure in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And in water 30 to 35 feet deep, have northern hit me.
A lot of healthy weeds in this lake, huh?
Oh yeah.
Now that's built up so much with cottages and homes compared to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
See, right now my depth finder is reading 12 foot.
12 foot, okay. There aren't weeds below you now, though, are there?
No,
so they must be above
right
that.
over there.
Yeah.
See, I'm running right alongside. I try to maintain a distance from the weeds, but but still stay close enough to get a fish out of there.
Yeah. You always use 90 feet?
Not always. Not like next month, if it stays hot, I'm gonna run it closer. I'm gonna run 60.
Shorten. Okay.
I see we're back down to 10, 11, 12. But I'd say if I went over there another few feet, I would be at 2 feet of weeds again.
So you know right where that weed line is.
Oh yeah, I've played it many times.
You watch the weather conditions.
All the time. This afternoon they're talking possible thunder showers, which is going to give it a high pressure, and which will give better fishing conditions. I've been out here just before rain, and these fish go nuts.
It's been pretty stable for the last few days too, and hot, hasn't it?
For over a week.
Yeah.
Really.
For over a week.
Now, for some reason, so far this year, on this particular run where I've always caught the most fish, I haven't caught a thing out here. I haven't caught a thing.
I like that digital because it shows you in a hurry.
Yeah, it shows it quick.
Yeah.
So where I don't get in too much trouble. And I know just about when it's going to start making a dive.
Uh-huh.
Like in just a second here.
So you bought this because Buck says
Speed and depth.
speed and depth, and this gives you the depth.
And it gives me my speed.
And your speed. Well, that sounds simple enough to me.
Well, with one added attraction, the temperature gives me the temperature, which I didn't think was necessary at the time I bought it, but since I've been using it, I use that temperature as a guide as to how deep I fish.
Yeah.
At this type of fishing
Yeah.
is that I hardly ever come home skunked with no fish, and I usually catch nice sized fish as a rule.
That's good. Now, how did you find out about spoon plugging?
Well, this friend of mine who lived on the lake, he's been doing it for 20 years. And one day he took me fishing, and he brought me out here. And when he started trolling, I thought he was nuts. And the first day we were out here for a couple hours, we got skunked. So the next day he says, let's go fishing today again. well, you know, why not? I like to be out on the water, and it's calming. And we caught fish.
Mm-hmm.
From the first fish I caught, I was hooked. That was it.
And you've been at it about 4 years.
Yeah.
But you really haven't fished with, other than that one person, you haven't fished with other Spoonpluggers?
No, never. I got Ron hooked on it
2 years ago.
a couple of years ago, and there's no Spoonpluggers around this immediate area.
Uh-huh.
And the people we show how to do this, I don't know, people aren't into fishing like I am. I
No.
guess. They say, oh, it's great fun, but I'll see you next year and we'll do it again.
Yeah. They aren't willing to put the effort out to learn.
Oh, and if you aren't willing to put the effort out, I've put so many hours into this. It's unbelievable.
Well, you have enough right now to start a club.
What, 2?
Sure. You'll get more in a hurry. If you have meetings and study about it, that's one of the things that they talk about.
Well, until, see, Ron or I, either one, know everything we want to know about it. We'd rather be with, you know, go to a different club, well, like Lunker Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
People that have got experience and know what they're doing and show us what to do, what we're doing wrong. And that way, if we do decide to start a club down here, then we can start with some knowledge.
Yeah, well, you already have the basic knowledge of what Buck talks about.
Yeah, but it's just basic.
Okay, that's where I think that's the sign of a fisherman that wants to improve at fishing, right? To learn from others, and that's the whole concept of spoonplugging. Fish on, is he still on?
Oh, yeah. I don't think so.
He might have been off. He jumped though. I've never seen pike jump like this.
Come on.
You're on there.
No?
No, he was on though. I saw him jump. Well, go back and get him. So you have certain runs that you hit, and then you just go back and hit them periodically.
Yeah, it seems to work out better that way than to stay right there and keep working at it. It seems like it scatters them if I go back too many
Yeah.
times.
Do you use your line sights? You just, you know.
Well, I check my depth and I look at the land around me, and I can tell from so many times being through here as to when the next jut of weeds are coming out.
Okay. Then you kind of judge how far they go out from how it relates to the shore.
Yeah. And like right now, I got in too quick. It's just, I guess I'm just so used to this lake.
Yeah. Well, tell me, Ervin, how on your fishing experience, have you been fishing for quite a few years?
Yeah, it's pretty steady for about the last 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
And were you kind of frustrated with what you did before, or?
Yeah, I was always frustrated, but I always figured my worst day fishing is better than my best day at work.
Better than your best day at work, and you feel spoonplugging is really an improvement.
It's improved it tremendously, and I enjoy it. And I've caught more fish, big fish, the first year I spoonplugged than I caught my entire life previous to that.
Wow,
I'm serious.
that's great.
So for me to do anything with spoonplugging right now is just...
Doesn't make sense. Right, okay, good. Well, I think you fellows have figured out, just from reading the book, basically, you've done it on your own, haven't you? Worked this lake out.
Yeah.
We watched the movies. We got some of Buck's
Okay.
videos. Watched that.
But you
Trial
really
and
haven't
error.
been in the boat with other spoonpluggers.
No, we never have.
And you've developed a system on this lake that really seems to work quite well for you. But you just want to try to go from there.
Yep.
And we've put this system to work on other lakes that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And I have never come off one of them lakes without having something.
Something. So it's been effective on just about any water that you fish.
Any water I go to.
Well, good. That's great.
So I couldn't do that before spoon plugging.
Yeah.
Happy.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. We appreciate the trip.
Thanks